Hi guys, and welcome to the kitchen garden greenhouse and polytunnel, or at least one of the kitchen garden greenhouses and polytunnels. It's the 3rd of July and I thought it was about time we had a little update on what's going on. Things have been growing since we last posted, and I wanted to show you how the tomatoes were getting on, and also some other things that we've planted. So in true style, I'm going to swing you around and show you some of the crops. Well, the tomatoes are coming on quite nicely. You can see here we've got beds growing here in the polytunnel. Been growing them up strings, as you can see. Just twining around the stems as we need to, twining around the new growth. Been doing that several times a week at the moment, and also taking off side shoots. Doesn't matter how often you go around picking off side shoots, does it? You're always going to miss some. So as we're looking around, I'm bound to see a few. Got a variety of regular viewers might have seen that we've planted a number of different varieties. Do try and plant some which I've never grown before, just to give them a go. Up this end we've got yellow Mimi, which is growing quite nicely, and that's got some very long trusses of interesting shaped little cherry toms. Of course, none of them are actually ripe yet, so 3rd of July. These going quite late. I normally sow quite late simply because I can't supply the heat early on. What have we got here? Oh, this is Riesling F1, this one, an F1 variety, another cherry tom. So looks like some amazing trusses on that. Never grown this one before, never tasted it. I hope I'm going to like the flavour, because I'm going to have a lot of tomatoes on that one. Got some more trusses over here, so looking very good. You might notice as we go around there's the odd borage plant that self-seeds in here, and I just let it get on with it because it helps to attract bees. What else have we got? Oh yeah, we planted at the end of the rows here, you might remember if you've been watching before, planted some heritage beans. These are a variety called Red Swan, which I picked the first of yesterday, 2nd of July. Very nice bean actually. Tried steaming it to keep the colour, but it still went green. So I think boiling, steaming, it's only a sort of slight tint really with this one. So even steaming it seemed to send them green, but still a really nice flavour and quite productive. It's a heritage variety. And I'm not sure if it's just because they're in the polytunnel. I don't think, see, they've got lovely pink flowers as well, which is rather nice. But I don't know if it's because they're heritage or because it's the heat. They don't quite seem to know that they're dwarf. So sometimes you'll get and I'll show you down here, you'll get a long shoot on them, and it will suddenly seem to sort of start to creep up and hold onto the tomatoes as if it's a runner bean. But I'm assured that they are dwarf. There you go, there's a nice lovely pink flower on there. A sort of two-tone pink, I hope you can see that. Really nice. So very ornamental as well, as I say, proving very productive. So yeah, I'm enjoying those, they're very nice. Lots of other trusses of flowers here. The bees have been coming in and helping out, and I've been tapping the top of the plants. This is one called Pink Charmer, so again another variety I've never grown before. Another cherry tom. Got rather too many cherry toms really this year. The new breeding seems to be on concentrating on cherries. But I have got one here, Super Mama, which I did grow last year, and which is a rather nice beefsteak, big beefsteaky type, which is great for soups. Much more stocky plants, bigger leaves. Interesting thing, the only old variety I've got here is Alicante, and you can really see the difference. If you can see there, we've got the big new hybrids up there. I'll pull out a little bit, and then poor old Alicante there, which is trying to compete. Still grow, I mean, it's still a lovely flavoured tomato. Might, having seen the performance of these against these big old new hybrids, I might give them a miss next year and try something else. But still they're productive. We've got some nice tomatoes coming, and we know they've got good flavour because we've grown them for a long time. So yeah, they're coming along. Alicante. You might remember I grew a row of carrots, early carrots, just early Nance. Sorry, Amsterdam Forcing in here for an early crop, sown at the beginning of March, and they've been great. We've had some really nice carrots, if you can just about pick them out. I think we've had most of the biggest ones, he says, but I think we can see if we can pull one out for you here. Oh yeah, they're not too bad. I mean, we've had some bigger than that, but they've been really nice carrots, so I should do that again. And it's a good way to get an early crop. You can sow about a month earlier in the polytunnel than you can outside, and yeah, it's been a really good idea. And we've got some outdoors which are coming on as well. Over here we've got some sweet corn. This is one My Fair Lady, which is growing like mad, and it's going to have 2-tone cobs, so I'm looking forward to those. It's putting on inches every day, and the male flowers, I think, are just about showing in the top of some of them. Oh yeah, I've got some there just about showing. Early days yet, but got high hopes for these. Grown them in the polytunnel before and they were really good. Just, you know, if you get an iffy summer when you're not getting very good temperatures, very high temperatures, and on days like today there's lots of wind, if you can see out there, it's pretty windy today. Poor old peach tree and other trees getting blown about. Not the first day we've had high 40 to 40 mile an hour winds. So the old sweet corn's quite enjoying the shelter. Between the sweet corn we've got the little darling watermelons, and they're growing alright at the moment. They'd probably like some higher temperatures than we've got today, but I don't know if we can see, there are some flowers coming, so I'm hopeful that if we get a good summer, and it will all depend on the weather, they'll romp away and give us some nice watermelons. Other bits along here, a real mixture. My daughter's, with the lockdown, has been getting into gardening, which is great. I knew it'd rub off eventually. And she's been sowing various courgettes, squashes, most of which are from reclaimed seed. So we've got some butternuts. That's a butternut squash, which is out of a butternut that we ate. And we've got courgettes, which are actually out of the compost bin. So there were seeds that we got out when I composted the ground here. Always put a lot of compost on it to rejuvenate it in the polytunnel, and they just sprouted. So she lifted them, potted them up, and I think we're going to get some courgettes. We'll have to see what the flavour's like, because sometimes from saved seed, if they're F1 varieties, you're not sure what you're going to get. But anyway, it's kindled some interest, so that's a good thing. And then we have more borage, which much loved by the local bees, and again that just popped up, but I tend to leave it just to attract them in. And then we've got peppers. These are very behind. They were sown late. Mixture of varieties, some very hot, some even sweet, some sweet peppers as well. So we've got a sweet mixed in here. We've got jalapenos. We've got a lemon one, which was a recommendation from colleague Tony at Kitchen Garden. And providing we get a bit of heat, then we should get a decent crop. But we're already getting just a few little peppers. So I won't focus, but yeah, there's a few little peppers dotted around. We have had some very high temperatures this year, haven't we? And I'm hopeful that another one over here, perhaps we can get him to, there you go, focus in. What's that one? That's that's one of the long thin peppers, stuffing pepper. So it's a sweet pepper, but it should be a long thin Italian pepper for stuffing cream cheese, which is one of my favourite things. Got plenty of grapes coming on the grapevine, which is growing up on the roof. I don't think the camera's not going to like the light very much. But they're almost ready for thinning, so I should start thinning those fairly soon. I'll do some more bunches, but again, the light may not suit. And it's been quite productive. It's just a black Hamburg. Sorry, I think I'm probably panning you around too quickly. But that's growing up in the roof on the polytunnel, and it's a nice high roof to this one. So I'm hopeful, if you can hear over the wind, that we'll get some nice fruit from that this year. It's quite a young vine, it's still got a way to go yet, and I'm going to train it right the way down the roof of the polytunnel. That's the plan anyway, if the scale insects and everything else and the mildew give me a break. Okay, so we're going to go into the greenhouse now and have a quick look in there. Oh, I just wanted to mention the tagetes, which are very late because I sowed them very late, but we've got some yellow gem tagetes in here, which I'm hopeful are going to help keep the whitefly away, but we'll see. We'll let you know how that goes. So excuse the mess while we go into the greenhouse. And in here, got a mixture of things. So we've got coleus, which are growing well. And if it wasn't so windy and it had been a bit warmer, they'd be outside now in the borders, brightening up the borders. But anyway, that's not fruit and veg. We'll move on. We've got some little miniature tomatoes here. So it's veranda red, this one, and they're doing rather well. When we had some sunshine last week, they did start to redden a little, so I'm hopeful that probably the first tomatoes we get to pick this year will be off these veranda red. Bit of a mixture in here. It's not a fruit and veg either. So we've got all sorts of things which are growing in here. Not all veggies. There's a few stray chilies, a few more hot lemon chilies here which need potting up. And another variety, little dwarf variety, what have we got? Paper lantern, which I think is probably a hot one. Again, that's my daughter's, and she's probably going to pot them up this weekend. What else have we got apart from foxgloves there? Oh, we've got another set of beans, dwarf beans. This one's called Hilton, and these are destined for the plot outside. I've got a bit of space now because I just pulled up some peas. And these are destined to go in the space. Should have sown them a week ago really, didn't get around to it. So they're coming up, but they are going to be a little bit late. Oh yeah, they're coming through there. So with luck, a couple of weeks time they'll be ready to go out. What else have we got? We've got some cucumbers which we've been harvesting. This one, which I've forgotten. Oh yeah, that's right, Pissandra. It's a sort of small cucumber, medium-sized cucumber, small to medium. This one never gets very big, but lovely. Probably a little longer than that, and obviously fatter. So we've got a nice couple coming on there. Very nice for sandwiches. You can. So I much prefer the smaller cues because I think you can chop them up, eat them in one go. The great big cues that you put in the fridge and take 3 sittings to eat. Don't like those so much, so I tend to go for these smaller ones. So that's Pissandra, and this one smaller still. Only had one off of these so far, but this is Mini Munch. So this is a little lunchbox cucumber, which there's a slightly bigger one under there, which is growing well, and again very nice crunchy cues. They do need a bit of feed, these. They're looking a little bit pale, and we've had some leaf hoppers on there. Can you see that? But so far, can't see any. Oh, yeah, I think I've spotted some. There might be some red spider there. So I shall be getting some biological control soon. It worked really well last year, and just peppering it over the leaves, little tiny mite, Vitacilus, and that will see off any red spider. The main worry this year is mildew. There's just so much mildew around, isn't there? And I think that was probably because we had a warm, wet spring, and mildews everywhere. Then in here we've got tomatoes again. These are growing in the self-watering containers, as you can see down there. Now because these are in the greenhouse, this has got fairly low eaves, and I find that whereas I might get 5, 6, 7 trusses on the tomatoes next door in the polytunnel, I might only get 3 or 4 on these. So I'm experimenting, and I'm leaving on some side shoots. You'll see at the top that I've already had to take out the tips on some of the plants here because they've reached the eaves. So we've got one, what have we got? 1, 2, 3 trusses on most of these. So I thought to try and make them more productive, I'll grow up a few side shoots just as an experiment and see if I can get just probably one more truss on those. Needs a nice big stick, which I should do at the weekend, and but otherwise they're fruiting quite well. Got side shoots further up, I'm still just taking off, yeah, like that one. Just snap them off. The sooner you can do that, the better. If you leave them on too long and they get, you know, and it's easy within a week that you can get a side shoot growing to that sort of size. You leave a wound when you take it off, and you can find that you're getting dieback or the stem's damaged. You start doing serious damage and you get dieback and rots and things in the stem. But at this time of year, July, the other thing you can do is to pop these side shoots into the ground, let them root. I think in the magazine this month, Stephanie Hafferty's doing just that. Just drop them in a glass of water and they'll root, or just stick them in the soil around your plants and they'll root, and that will give you a crop of later fruit when the parent plants are looking a little bit tired. So if you want to do that, that's another little top tip that you can do. Otherwise, same varieties as next door. We've got this one, this is Rise Honeycomb, this one actually. These first few plants are Honeycomb, which is a lovely, I can see as a good substitute for Gardener's Delight. Gardener's Delight is getting a little bit tired as a variety, and there are some lovely ones. This Honeycomb is a orange fruit, grew it last year for the first time. You can see it's got some nice trusses coming on there. That'll be lovely orange colour, won't get so much bigger, perhaps same again, and very, very sweet as its name suggests, so it's a lovely one for the kids, or anybody, the adults for that matter. And then again here we've got Super Mama, which is, these should be pretty big, I'm hoping, and we're getting some nice fruit on those. So there we are, so a little roundup of what's going on in the greenhouse at the moment. You see that zonkin shoot there, which I'm hoping is going to give me another truss. Swing you around again. So hope you enjoyed that quick walk around the greenhouse and the polytunnel. As always, comment below. Let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods, what you've got growing in your greenhouses. We'll do another video in a week or so's time out on the plot and show you what's happening out there. But as I say, do comment, and also you'll find a handy link below to for our subscription offers. There's some great subscriptions offers on at the moment, and if you can't get out to the shops still, or you don't particularly want to be going out to the shops, you can get kitchen garden delivered to your door. So we'll speak again soon.